In this video, I like to talk about the relationship between square and square root, and then we can expand this concept out to cube root, fourth and fourth root, fifth and fifth root, so on and so forth. Right, and there will be information that I provide in this video that could be arguable. You could actually come back and argue about these information, but if you try to follow along with my perspective here for the square and the square root, when you master this concept, you will able to come back to this video and say, Mr. Nguyen, this part of your video is not always true, and I'm happy when I hear that. Okay, but this is mostly for you to start out, try to understand, not be confused about square and square root. Okay, let's get started. So let's give you an example first. 7 multiplied with 7 equals 49. Okay, but 7 times 7, since they are exactly not the same number, we can call that 7 squared as well. So 7 squared equals to 49. Okay, and so if you go from left to right, from 7 times 7, that's a process of squaring some number, right? Squaring some number. What if you go from right to left? If you start from 49, okay, you go start from 49. That's a process of square root. So these are exactly opposite processes. Okay, so I can say the square root of 49 is equal to 7, and because 7 times 7 equals 49, so the square root of 49 equals 7. And again, this sign is called the square root sign. Okay, so you can also see some people might put a 2 here. It's not very common, but you could put a 2 here saying, okay, so what are two numbers exactly the same that are multiplied together to get to 49, and 7 is the only one there. Okay, so in my perspective here, typically or most of the time, the process of squaring some number results in a bigger number. Okay, so you can say 7 squared. So 7 is a small number, right? In some perspective, 7 squared results into 49, which is a bigger number than 7. And square root, the square root results into a smaller number. So you have like 49, if you square root that, result into 7, which is a number that is less than 49. So that's just my perspective, and this is something you can always come back and argue about. Okay, so another example would be 5 squared. Okay, 5 squared means 5 times 5 is 25. Because of that, the square root of 25 is 5. Okay. Right. So now that you understand what I mean by square and square root, let's do some practice. Okay. So what is 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square, 7 square, 8 square, 9 square, 10 square, 11 square, 12 square, 13 square. And I'm giving you this example, and I'm hopefully you are able to memorize the result of these. Because really these are all I memorized. If you ask me what's 14 squares, I wouldn't know. Maybe 256. Well, I wouldn't know, but so 13 squared for sure I know, right? So I'm gonna give you some square root answer here too. So what is the square root of 169? What is the square root of 144? What's the square root of 121? Square root of 100? Square root of 81? Square root of 64? 49, square root of 36, square root of 25, square root of 16, square root of 9, square root of 4, square root of 1. All right, pause the video, do it yourself, and come back here, look at my answer. All right, so 1 square means 1 times 1, that's 1. 2 square is going to be 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36. 7 square 49. 8 square is 64. 9 square is 81. 10 square is 100. 11 square is 121. 12 square is 144. 13 square is 169. All right, and of course, when you look at the result of that, you know, so seeing 13 square, 13 times 13 is 169. So the square root of 169 would be 13. And you can just refer back to the other side to know the answers. Where 144 is 12, 11, 10 for the square root of 100. The square root of 81 is 9, so on and so forth. I'm going to quickly write out these answers. 5, square root of 16 is 4, square root of 9 is 3, square root of 4 is 2, square root of 1, because 1 times 1 is going to be 1. These are the answer. All right, so you had some practice. Now expand out your understanding a little bit more. What do we call cube roots? What's 4 root? What's 5th root? What's cube? What's 4? What's 5th? Some example. 3 times 3 times 3. Let's not do 3, let's do 4 times 3. 4 times like that in a row. Is saying you have 4 number 3 multiplied together. We can call that 3 to the power 4. Okay? So 3 to the power 4, if you multiply them all together, you are going to get 81. How I get it so fast is because I figured these are going to be 3 times 3 here is 9. Again, 3 times 3 is 9. So 9 times 9 has to be 81. Right. So 3 to the power 4 is 81. And because of that, 4 root of 81. Looking for a number that you multiply itself 4 times in a row, get to 81. And we know 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. So 4 root of 81 is 3. And you can go on to 5th root, 6th root, 7th root, anything you want. Same concept. I'll give you another example here. What is the 6th root of 64? 64. 6th root of 64. Pause the video, think about it, come back and see the answer. Okay. The answer is 2. Let's try it out. 2 times 2. We're going to do it 6 times because we're looking for the answer of a 6th root. Alright, I have 6. Let's see if I'm right. And again, the easiest way is going to be doing every 2 together. That's 4. That's 4 again. 2 times 2 is 4. And then we still have to multiply. I'm doing 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. That's one way to think about it. Okay, if some people, you know, now I think about every 2 numbers together may not be the best. Let's try the other way. What if we do 3 numbers together? You know, when the number is as small as 2, maybe 3 numbers together is better. So that's 8. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. That's another 8. Now 8 times 8 is 64. That's a little bit easier. Okay. Or you can just do every one of those. You can do 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. 32 times 2 is 64. That's maybe a little bit more challenging than the second method here. Okay. I hope that really helped you out.